Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2017, and it is week 26 of competition. Here I am in the middle of Season 9, ready for the conference opener. The story of the season so far has been it's a rebuilding year, and my best player has been down with an injury from the second minute of Game 3 on the season. He's played 7 minutes since then. A lot of did not play, and here is his status as of now. He's got a broken nose. He's back up to 69%, but he's still got 17 days before the injury is cleared. So I'm going to go ahead and play through another week or so, and then I'm going to try to put him back in the starting lineup from that point and readjust the depth chart and rotation. It's been a bit of a struggle for us. We had a lot of road games that we lost, and I've even struggled at home against my nemesis, Seattle U, who I've still never beaten head-to-head. So I enter the conference schedule with a 7 and 5 rank. My RPI quite low at 269. Pretty down near the bottom. We do win that first game of the year. Next up is Emmitsburg. They are definitely one of the better teams. They moved up with us. They are 8-4, so they have a similar record to us. We get them at home here at this stage of the season. Could be a good opportunity, and it is. We go up 2-0. Next up, we have the Moon Township squad, and they are just 3-10, but we are on the road. And I have another injured player. Just as I'm hoping to get somebody back, somebody else is going down. It's Kerry Williams. Kerry Williams is not a fantastic player, but it's just a sprained wrist. He's still at 75%. If we take a look at those game logs, he had a bad day against Emmitsburg, but otherwise has been one of the more solid players for me this season. Though he's on limited amount of production at under 6 points per game. Okay, so Ray Price, 77% now, 12 days till he returns. So his condition's definitely getting better. I wonder if he played at all this week. No, he didn't. I'm going to go ahead and wait one more week, get through one more week of games before we make adjustments. Three 3-0 would be a fantastic start. Moon Township looks like a beatable team, but I definitely haven't been very good on the road this season.
You have new mail. You have new mail.
All right, so it looks like we didn't have a game the rest of that week, so got a couple days until that comes up. Let's double check on these two guys now. Williams, 75%, 9 days till he's back to full strength, and Ray Price, up over 80% finally, and just 10 days left on his injury. So at the end of this week, I will definitely make those adjustments to the lineup, as we still haven't played that Moon Township game. I hope that we can get past them despite the injuries to the squad. And yes, we do. There's our 10th win of the year, third in the conference. So that was really good. What's not good is that I have yet another injured player. And next up, Texas State, 9-5 on the road. That's going to be a tough ask for us. But with 3 wins in the conference, I'm feeling confident that we at least should be able to stay within the conference this season. So who is it this time? Damian Hansen, backup power forward, having back spasms. He's going to be out for 10 days. So this is definitely the story of injuries. But here we are with guys pretty much ready to go. Let's go ahead and make that adjustment now. Though I don't expect that these guys are all going to necessarily be back yet. Okay, where's my guy? Ray Price. Adam Scales. Let's go ahead and make that adjustment. Now this probably messes up my entire thing, doesn't it? Zimmerman's getting 28 minutes. Earl's getting 30. Scales just 10. Yeah, that's not right. Scales, we need some more minutes for you. Looks like you're okay there. Let's get you in there. These guys should almost be 50-50. Actually, they should be 50-50. Scales there. And Scales there. Okay, let's see. Price. Got him down for 30. Hazelton's at 20. Ash has 30. Seems a little high. Erskine is at 30. Zimmerman has 28. Okay, let's go ahead and try that out anyway. I'd like to see Price back in action, so we'll wait another week before we watch a game. But I will take a look at the game report for this one to see who played and how they did. I have a feeling this one might be a loss. Oh, we actually got the win there. All right, cool. We got Poughkeepsie. I love how Poughkeepsie has a dog. Because you keep see the poop. I have no idea what school that's supposed to be, by the way. Not a clue.
You have new mail. You have new mail.
All right, no new injuries. Just the one game there. After some early struggles, we've won 5 straight. Pretty balanced schedule here the rest of the way between home and away. And let's see, Ray Price, 94%, 3 days till he's back to full strength. Hansen, 5 days till he's full strength. And Williams, 2 days. So I might have a healthy team here coming real soon. Let's see how Ray Price, did he participate? Okay, he played a single minute in the Moon Township game, and it was a -9 for that minute. Are you kidding me? He committed 1 turnover, and we lost 9 points in the 1 minute he was on the court. Yikes. But against Texas State, that's where I made the lineup adjustment. He did start. He played 22 minutes. He was a -3 on the day, but he had an okay performance. Definitely his best since the injury. So he is back. Just not quite full strength yet. Alright, we are going to watch the the game against the Dogs. Good start to the conference schedule. Our RPI has moved up a lot. However, this game could definitely go either way. Okay, Price is getting the start today. And he gets the first score of the game. And we start off pretty strong. But they're definitely keeping it tight. It's 12-8 air lead. Erskine's got 9 quick points. Zimmerman's got 4 quick assists. We've got a nice edge on rebounds early on. Still a slight edge in the game, which is good to see. Ray Price. Scales. Okay, there we go. Ray Price, 4.6 boards, 1 of 2 shooting. So he doesn't look like he's still back to full strength, but he's certainly putting up a decent stat line. And as we approach halftime, we pulled away. We were way ahead on rebounds. They're shooting just in the low 30s at 0 of 6 from beyond the arc. We're pulling away in this thing. We're up to 20 points now. With 14 minutes ago. It's 59-33 at this point. We got the pooper scooper out for this one. Erskine's got 16 points. Ash has added 17 of his own. Erskine also approaching a double-double with 8 rebounds at the moment. Price approaching a double-double and has made it 10 points, 10 boards for him. Strong performance, though. He is really tired. Why is he not getting subbed out again? Final score, 99-62. Oh, well done, lads. All right, 40-21 on the rebounds. Just 7 turnovers on the day, 56% from the field, and 9-22 beyond the arc. Really strong performance. And after some early non-conference schedule struggles, we're having a pretty good season now. The conference schedule matters so much more than the non-conference does, especially for a team like myself where a conference win is about the only thing that's going to get me into the NCAA tournament. So my non-conference schedule doesn't have much of an impact of any sort. So with that, we're looking pretty good. Team stats, points per game, 74. Just inside the top 60, but the assists are 13th in the nation. Blocks at 26th in the nation. And overall, the turnovers, 11.4. We're protecting the ball really well. And you can see we're forcing quite a bit of turnovers as well. Well, some. Blocks don't necessarily make a turnover. Our opponents, 30th on points per game, so we're plus 10 points per game right now. Assists, 13th. So offensively, we're getting 5 assists more per game than our opponents. So we're moving the ball really well. Rebounds aren't fantastic, but that's our opponents actually. So, and we are better than our opponents on rebounding. Blocks per game, giving up 5. Steals per game, wow, hey, there's that moving the ball real well. Our opponents, we are second best in the nation on how many steals we're giving up to our opponents. So we are protecting the ball extremely well. That's why that turnovers per game is so low. Okay, next up is Fairfield. Now, with a 5-0 record, you'd think we're rolling right now, but on the road, anything can happen. Not going to wait much longer to take a look at the standings, but I want to get at least a half dozen games under our belt to where you can really start to establish where teams are in the conference. Right now for the team, Erskine's leading the way, so he is the real deal, getting better than 13 points per game. And just like I said, on the road, anything could happen. And sure enough, especially this year, we're just not as strong. More vulnerable to games like the one we just had. Next up is going to be Northern Kentucky at home, and they are below 500. You got to figure at least playing at home, we should be favorite. But we might be a little disappointed coming off of that loss. Earl's leading the way defensively and on the boards. And let's take a glance at those standings. So with that loss, I am tied with Emmitsburg. Emmitsburg only loss was to me. That was the second conference game of the season. We still have very similar records at this point as we did then. I've only had one loss at home this year. That was the Seattle U game. We can see I'm below 500 on the road. So that's a bit of a struggle for me. RPI is not looking so great either. Maine, Jackson State, Massachusetts, Lowell, and Poughkeepsie are the teams that seem to be competing near the top. If I can keep this up and make the playoffs and get promoted again, despite this being a down year, that would be a real accomplishment. Not really looking to necessarily win, even though I am currently in first place. The conference, I don't think the team is that strong this year. But if we at least make the playoffs and get promoted yet again, I think next year can be a real good season for me. We do lose the game. We dropped to 5-2 in conference, 12-7 overall. And next up is Citadel on the road. They are an above 500 team. This could get real ugly for the second time this season. I had 3 straight losses earlier in the year. I could be facing the prospect of that yet again. No. Okay, we get the win there. That was good. That was good. So 13-7, 6-2 in the conference. So we do right the wrong and get things going again. Next up is Eastern Washington. They are just 7-12, and we are at home. So feel a little more comfortable about that game than the last.
You have new mail.
Okay, let's take a look at the top 30 for the Norton Player of the Year award. Devin Jones, point guard from Stanford, and their power forward are top 2, and yet Stanford is only ranked 12th in the country. Wow. Interesting. Notre Dame's on top of the rankings at this point, already with 20 wins on the year. Maryland and UConn right behind them. Before I proceed with the next game, I want to check in on all my guys are healthy finally, and let's see how Price has done since getting back into the starting lineup. I played just 9 minutes against Fairfield. I had a real great game against Poughkeepsie with that plus 31. Even though it was only 10 points. He got 19 against Northern Kentucky, but was a minus 19 on that day. It's a bit of a mixed bag, as Ray Price seems to still be trying to find his form after that injury kept him out for quite a while. Scales, his GPA has dropped a little bit, but he should be okay finishing out the season anyway. We did prevent the big skid with that previous win, and we do make it 2 in a row, 14th win of the year. I don't think I'm on my way to a 20-win season here, but there's still time enough to make it. We do have Sacramento State up next. They are just 5-15, but again, it's a road game, and I've lost games to teams with similar records already this season on the road. For making the playoffs, this will be a pretty big game. I'll definitely want to get a win here. And we do not drop to 14-8. Rochester Hills should definitely be a win, as that's a home game. I'm doing real well at home this year. It's just those road games. I'm having difficulty pulling out too many wins on the road this year. And I'm going to need a couple more, I would think. So just 14-8 at this point in the season.
You have new mail.
Getting pretty close to the end of the season as well. 6 games to go? We are currently 3rd. I haven't played Massachusetts Lowell yet. I haven't played Cal State Northridge either, so I'm going to have 2 big games in those last 6. Nor have I played Northern Kentucky, so I'm going to have a difficult end of the season. Most likely. Let's take a glance at the schedule and see who we get down the stretch here. So we got Rochester Hills. Chalk that one up as a win. Cal State Northridge on the road. That's probably going to be a loss. Massachusetts Lowell, that's a huge game that we're going to need a win on. North Chicago has really struggled this year, so we can hopefully win that. But Emmitsburg, I don't think I'm going to get past them. And then Moon Township. So I'm looking at maybe 3-3 or 4-2 in these final games. At minimum, I'll need 4-2, which would give me an 11-5 record. That should be good enough to make the playoffs. But 10-4, 10-6, 10-6 might not do it. Okay, this is a must-win. As well, it is a should win. There we go, 15-8 now. This is a tough game here. Cal State Northridge on the road. They're at 500, but I've really struggled on the road this season. This would be one of those, can I pull off a road win? This would be one of the ones I need to have to get that 4-2 the rest of the way. This is game day. It's coming up. Results soon. Yes, we got the win. Okay. All right. That felt good. We only need to go 500, 2-2 in the last 4 games. But 2 of them are going to be difficult. We've got this Massachusetts Lowell game coming up. That's not going to be easy. They are 14-9. They've got a good record. We are at home, where we have done well.
You have new mail.
So we're going to go ahead and watch that game. I think that'll be the last big matchup that hopefully favors us. Looking at those last 4 games. North Chicago, definitely beatable, even though it's on the road. Emmitsburg, probably not happening. I think Emmitsburg's going to beat us, and probably comfortably. Moon Township is definitely going to be a win. So North Chicago is the only questionable one in there. But Massachusetts Lowell, if we get that win, we'll be okay. We'll make the playoffs because guaranteed we'll be either North Chicago or Moon Township, if not both. And checking in, how close are we? Emmitsburg, yeah, they're on top. But we are second right now, and we need to be top 4 for promotion. However, one thing I've still never figured out is, let's say you're 6th or 7th and you win the tournament. That appears to be a way to get yourself promoted. You win the league championship by winning the tournament, which means you actually need to be the top 3 to have an automatic promotion spot. So looking at that, it's still pretty tight, and look who's right behind us. We could put 2 games between us or be level and them having a tiebreak. So we'll go ahead and watch this Massachusetts Lowell game and see if we can secure promotion for the 5th year in a row during a rebuilding season. This is the second time over this stretch of, well, if you count this year, 5 years. Second time in 5 years that we've had a bit of a struggle, while 3 years have been fairly comfortable. Alright, I do want to get through this quickly, just so we have time to get through whatever postseason there may be. We're definitely going to make the postseason. We got a slow start here, where we were down 5-1, but we do get it going here after a couple minutes and actually take the lead on successive buckets. Zimmerman off to a pretty good start. Get up by 5, by 6, 22-16 now, halfway mark of the first half. Erskine's got 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Okay, we're up to a 10-point lead. Looking good, but by no means pulling away. One thing I've noticed, though, is there haven't really been any runs by either team yet. It's just back and forth, getting buckets from time to time, so it's pretty balanced. I have no one scorer who's running out ahead, but Erskine's at 7. Scales now has 8. This is still a pretty tight contest, so I don't have any one player that stepped up. Neither team is making any runs, so that changes here in the second half. Things could change in a hurry. Rebounds are almost level, a little bit down. Turnovers, same. There's a big difference. Field goal shooting, we are at 50%, and they are just 11-38 from the field. And they were under 30% there a moment ago. Another big difference is they're getting the free throw line. So am I, but we're not making them today. Terrible free throw shooting. We are pulling away here in the end, though. 71-56 at this point. So we are going to get the win today. This is a big win for us, and will definitely put us in a strong position to potentially get promoted yet again this year. Erskine's got 18 points in the game. Feltz off the bench has 12, so great performance from him. But Erskine definitely gets player of the game today with 18 and 7. Though those are Kobe Bryant kind of numbers, just 7 to 17 shooting. Bryant was never afraid to shoot the ball. That's one thing that he had going for him. I know he's loved by a lot of people, but I always looked at that field goal percentage and thought he was a bit overrated. Okay, next up is that North Chicago game. They are 5-19. This was one of those, the game that I was thinking we probably could win. And it would be real nice if we do, because then we could actually still have a small chance at winning at least the regular season title. No. Oh, lost. It's a road game. I've been absolutely horrendous on the road this season. We lose to Northern Chicago. That was only their 3rd win of the year in conference. And next up is that other big game, Emmitsburg. we have identical records, but I'm playing them on the road. And if I can't beat Northern Chicago on the road, who had just 2 wins all season in conference, I'm not going to beat the league leader, Emmitsburg. Or at least you got to figure the math would point to that. But here we are, dead even. Winner's going to win the conference. There's only 2 games left. We are going to win that last game. It's against Moon Township at home, unlike North Chicago, we had to take on the road. But again, if I can't beat North Chicago on the road, I don't see how I'm going to beat Emmitsburg. But regular season doesn't matter as much as the playoffs, so I'm not going to watch that game. We're going to keep moving along so that we can get into the conference playoffs. But with only 2 games to go, it looks like I should get automatic promotion. So we will be up out of Conference R and into Q next year. I do have the loss, so we did lose that game to Emmitsburg. Moon Township's up next. We've played them once already this year. That was one of our only road wins of the season, if I remember correctly. This will also wrap up the regular season. And we do get that win. So 11-5 in conference. We get 18 wins on the year, 18-10. So this is my first non-20 win season in a while, but 18-10 is not bad. It was always going to be a rebuilding year. I have 0 seniors on the squad this year, and had quite a few freshmen getting a lot of minutes, and quite a few sophomores beside them. So very, very young squad. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the standings. Emmitsburg do win the conference, but I do get second, which is automatic promotion. 3 teams level at 10-6, and then even at 9-7, it's not that far behind. So the conference tournament really is anyone's tournament at this point. However, looking at the records, I'm just 5-8 on the road, but nobody in conference is plus 500. Not one. On the road. We were strong 13-2 at home, but that's still not unbeatable. One of those losses, the most devastating of all, was Seattle U. I've never beaten Seattle U. 0-6, 0-7, 0-8, something like that, all time against them in this game. This was the first time that it was a non-conference game. We've always been in conference with each other. But they crushed us, and we were at home, and they were 1-7 at the time. That was so frustrating. Anyway, still successful year. Again, looking at the team history, it's the worst record I've had in 5 seasons, but still not that bad. And we haven't even gotten into those postseason play. Hopefully we at least get through the early parts of the tournament. And we're heading into March. I don't think we're going to be seeing any madness this year, but crazier things have happened.
You have new mail.
All right, so we're going to get up Citadel in the first round of the conference tournament.
You have new mail.
They are 14-14. We get the win there to go to 19. We got Cal State up next. And again, at home, we get the win there as well, 20-10. But we've got Massachusetts Lowell technically on the road, but this should be a conference tournament. But they always count it on the road. We got the loss there, so Massachusetts Lowell beats us in the third round. Is that the semifinal, or was that the final? We'll have to take a look at the Conference R tournament and see. Okay, that actually was the Conference R championship. So I got all the way to Conference R championship game. Could not come out on top of that one, though. So taking a look, following our way back. We had that first round bye. We got Citadel in the second round. We got the win there, 101-70. Semifinal was against Cal State Northridge. They were just one seed below us, and we won a close one, 3-point win to get into the final, where Massachusetts Lowell, looks like Fairfield, knocked off Emmitsburg in the second round. Surprise there. And Massachusetts Lowell comes all the way from first round play-in games to win the conference tournament and get the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. We should, at 20-11, we should be seeing at least some form of tournament play of some sort this year. Definitely not going to be the NCAA, though. While it would have been nice to win the league yet again, that would have been the fourth time, I really didn't think we were deserving of it this year. So I don't mind that we didn't get the win there. Okay, tournament selection should be coming up here.
You have new mail.
There we go, selection show. Nobody has declared for the draft. The two players from Stanford are still on top. And we're going to have the selection show. Go ahead and skip the okay, let's watch it. I don't think I'm going to be in.
You have new mail.
But we'll take a minute to see. Okay, there's Clemson, number 1 seed to Notre Dame. Louisville gets a number 2 seed. Wow, Arizona's all the way down as a 12 seed. Maryland, the Terrapins get a 1 seed. Florida State's a 2 seed. UConn gets another 1 seed. There's Georgia Tech with a 2 seed. And Indiana gets the other 1 seed with Georgia. The 2 seed there. This is the Spokane Regional, so this should be, well, not necessarily. We're kind of all over. There's the Ducks. That's my alma mater. Alright, well that does it. We do not get into the tournament as expected. But let's see what happens if we go forward a day. And there we go. We have an invitation to the CIT tournament. So looking at, let's see, tournament. CIT is the lowest, so it's the 4th of the 4. So we're going to be up against Stony Brook at home, who's 16-15. And they are from Conference M. Playing at home, got to say we've got a chance in this one. go ahead and watch and see if we can stay alive in the CIT. From my conference, we've got quite a few teams. So Massachusetts Lowell got into the NCAA tournament as the conference winner, and they have the play-in game against Birmingham. Emmitsburg made the NIT. Poughkeepsie made the CBI, and Cal State Northridge and I both are in the CIT tournaments. Alright, now for the sake of time, I need to try to move quickly here so I don't have too long to get through this game. I'm just about out of time here. Stony Brook gets first score, and I've gone 3 minutes without a bucket, but we do finally get on the board. And I'm going to have to burn an early timeout as we just cannot seem to score. It's 16-4. Finally getting the scoring going a little bit, and we're closing the gap. We were down by about 13, 14 points there for a little bit. It's still not looking a whole lot better, but we are slowly closing the gap here over time. So we started off with just some absolutely horrendous shooting in this one. But as we approach halftime, the lead is down to 5. Down to 2. They go on a quick little run in the final minute of the first half, but otherwise we definitely closed the gap as time went on in this game. Okay, we're down just 3, but we've been trailing this entire game. Hazelton's having a real good day with 14 points. Scales has 10 points. Down 5. Use a timeout as they've gone on a little bit of a run here. There we go. Oh, I ended up burning 2 back-to-back. That's okay. Down 7. Definitely need to get a run going here. Down 10. Looks like it might not happen. And we are out. 76-66 final. Definitely came down to shooting, and mostly came down to the first few minutes, and it looks like free throws. They were 28-33 from the line. That was 5 of 13. So the fouls were not balanced in the slightest. Rebounds were dead even. Field goal shooting was about even. Turnovers was dead even. 3-pointers. We attempted more, but we had more makes. But it was free throws. Absolutely hammered us on free throws. And they had 20 more attempts than we did. And they had 23 makes more than we did. So the free throw line made the difference on this one. Did the referees have anything to do with that? Yeah, I don't know. It's not like we're actually out there on the court seeing what happens to know what the calls are like. But that ends the season. We go down to Stony Brook, 76-66, knocked out of the CIT tournament. But we got promoted. It was a rebuilding year, and we survived. Final record on the year, 20-12. So we at least made it to 20 wins with help of the tournament. 11-5 conference record was good enough for second in the league and good enough to get promoted next year. Going up to Conference Q. Taking a quick look there to see these are the teams going down. So we're going to get South Tulsa, New Hampshire. There is Portland State. So we're going to make our way up to our rival, Portland State. Northeast Boston, Prairie View, Fort Wayne Elephants, Southeast Louisiana, Detroit. We're not sure who the other one is based on their tournament. And the teams going up with me, Emmitsburg, Cal State Northridge, and Massachusetts Lowell should be the other one going up. All right, well, that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.